the situation in the Middle East is another dilemma that Trump has, I think, acted appropriately. And one of the things that I had mentioned to him was to trust his instincts. And I think that his instincts have always been very good. I think from the beginning, well before he even ran for president, even before he decided to run for president back in 2015 timeframe, he was talking about the fact that Iran should never have any nuclear weapons. And he's been very consistent. And he's continued to say that, he's continued to watch the intelligence. The one thing that I would say as a reminder to your audience, and frankly to Trump too, and all the people that are in the negotiations, my mother said something to me a long time ago. She said, my mother was a lawyer. She's a great smart woman. And she said, don't trust anybody, not even your mother. And when it comes to negotiations, a mother of 9 children, when it comes to negotiations in the Middle East, that is very, very good guidance. Because Indeed. You have fatwas being issued by the Khomeini regime. Mm-hmm. You've got Hamas, who hasn't responded to the essentially the agreement that was reached between Israel and Hamas. They haven't responded yet. We will see. Like Trump likes to say sometimes, we'll see what happens here, right? Mm-hmm. And the one thing that is clear is that the nuclear program for Iran was set back tremendously. Mm-hmm. And all the noise from the left and all the leakers that are still in the deep state inside of the administration, doesn't make any difference what they say. The pounding, the amazing capability that we demonstrated, that the United States military demonstrated in the destruction of the nuclear program and the setting of it back, probably years. And what a lot of people don't know about me, Amanda, is I was at U.S. Central Command for a number of years, actually, mm-hmm. in the region. And so I watched in the late 2000, let's just say 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 timeframe. So in that 5-year period of time, I actually watched the places like Fordow and Natanz, Esfahan being built. So I know the structures of what those things are and what they are capable of doing from there and what it would take to actually destroy those things. We've been through our own targeting solutions over many years to figure that out when I was in the military. So I think what the president did to demonstrate a quality and a quantity of strength that was sort of just right, it not only sent a message to Iran, but it also sent a message to the Middle East. You mentioned the Abraham Accords earlier, and I think that that's a real strength of Trump's first administration. Those countries in the Middle East, they will want to get back on track with that, and they'll want to get back on track with Israel as well. You're going to see a lot of backroom applauding of the way the Israelis handled the military side of their operations against Iran. An incredible, exquisite level of military command and control, intelligence, targeting, logistics, the whole gamut. And all of those countries looking at that, I know that they were amazed because most of them, in fact, I would say all of them, cannot do it to the level that the Israelis could and can. So that's another sign of, for those countries that are in the Middle East to say, hey, look, let's stop this madness of constant conflict. And let's go to a place where we can really have a discussion about peace and about reconstruction or building and improving lives. I'm one of the worst ones to talk about, Islam. I've written a book on that, another national bestseller on that called Field of Fight. And, it's how to win the war against radical Islam and its allies, the allies being China, Russia. I wrote that book back in 2015 and 2016. And the alliance against the West has not changed much. What has changed is the fact that now Donald Trump has been twice the president of the United States, and the second time he's only into his six months here. And I think earlier you were talking about the bill back, or the big beautiful bill, and where it's at right now back in the House. What we get out of that is a strength of the U.S. economy, and these other countries are paying close attention. So this business about, Vietnam, cutting deals with Vietnam, and I think Trump put that out today. We have China on the ropes. We have Russia. Russia, many people don't know this, but Russia is relooking its military production, okay? So Russia reported today in various circles that they are relooking the manufacturing or the production of their military capabilities, weaponry and arms and ammunition and such. That is a big indicator that the Russians and their economy is also having a difficult time, because at a certain point in time, you just can't afford these wars any longer. And frankly, what does Trump want? Trump doesn't want to go take over their countries. He doesn't want regime change like everybody, was screaming for in some cases. And a lot of people in his own party, in I call it the Uniparty there in Washington, D.C., all the neocons, they want regime change in Moscow, right? Then what? Then what do you do, right? Then what happens? And we've already learned from regime change that we have been involved in that they don't work. They really, really don't work. So Trump is forcing the discussion globally about how do we achieve peace. You can either work with us or we will be your worst enemy.
That's right.
And Trump is a really loyal guy if you want to work with him and
That's right.
And be in his circle.